Hello everyone! Welcome to the first tier list of this series of videos that I will be making. I will evaluate, analyze, and rate all films broadcast for cinema and digital platforms. I will base it on the score obtained for each film on the best known and most reputable website, IMDb. We will also take into account the level of acting and prominence in each film, as well as the level of popular opinion achieved. I cannot be completely objective, but I must say that it will include a bit of my personal taste, with the justification of having seen all the films in the span of a week, so I have a fresh memory of each one of them. I hope your good like and subscription to support this type of videos. We begin. Today, it's time to analyze none other than Leonardo DiCaprio, the American actor considered one of the best in recent decades, either for his level of acting as well as the fact that he is very selective when accepting scripts, says popular belief that he has not starred in bad or mediocre films. Below, I am going to try to reveal if this is true. Leonardo Wilhelm DiCaprio was born in Los Angeles, the birthplace of Hollywood cinema. His mother, Ermeline, a secretary by profession, was born in Germany, and his father, George, a comic book artist of Italo-German descent. They supported him from a young age, and it didn't take him long to start making appearances in television advertisements, and later, at the age of 17 in 1991, he had a small appearance in the film Critters 3, which we will not take into account since it was only a supporting role. Without further delay, let's go with this tier list. I'm going to analyze it in chronological order and without spoilers. His first major role was in 1993 in This Boy's Life. Here he plays the role of a young man who, together with his mother, suffers abuse from a man they know in a town that in this case is played by none other than Robert De Niro, who was already super established with his role in The Godfather, Goodfellas, Racing Bull, Taxi Driver, Cape Fear, well, many more. But this is not Robert De Niro's tier list. Maybe in the future we will make one of him. Let me know in the comments. This is very important for DiCaprio's acting career. We will see it as his filmography progresses. Since personally, after watching all the films, you can distinguish two very marked stages in his career. With a score of 7.3 on IMDb and a 5 in popular opinion because it is his first role, let's say an important one for him, and at an early age he shines a lot with very well done dramatic scenes. Although the movie is simple in the script, I am going to place it at good. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? From 1993. Here DiCaprio plays a complex character with learning problems, alongside the film star, a young Johnny Depp, who shines in the leading role. Pretty tough movie with a deep message. The acting is superb, excellent, and realistic. It earned him his first Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor, although he was unable to win it. With a score of 7.7 on IMDb and 7.5 in popular opinion, I place it at very good. The Quick and the Dead, a film from 1995. Here he takes on the role of a gunfighter from the Wild West, a role with not much prominence. However, he already begins to share the screen with very established artists at that time such as Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, and a young Russell Crowe. Important information here, and later we will see the reason. The director of this film is Sam Raimi. From the Western genre, it is a watchable film, nothing out of this world. Flat story, and his acting doesn't require much effort. With a score of 6.1 on IMDb and popular opinion of 4.9, I'm going to place it in regular. Romeo plus Juliet. From the year 1996, romance genre film. I could say that he was given the role because he was the young heartthrob with a pretty face of the moment. It is a genre in which I don't see him very well. He can perform, but His level of acting is for much more than playing a young man in love with the classic story based on the well-known novel. With a score of 6.7 and popular opinion of 6, I'm going to place it in regular as well. We continue in the same year, 1996, Marvin's Room. A drama based on a novel, he once again shares the film with Robert De Niro and is also accompanied by celebrities such as Meryl Streep and Diane Keaton. Both received Oscar nominations for this film. Here he plays a character involved in the family drama of two sisters, and although his performance does not stand out since it is overshadowed by tremendous actresses, it was a very accomplished role. With a score of 6.7 on IMDb and coinciding with popular opinion with the same score, I'm going to place it at good. And we come to pivotal moments, if there are any. Year 1997. Titanic. Here I'm going to add that before accepting the well-known role of Jack Dawson, he was contacted by George Lucas to play Anakin Skywalker for the already established Star Wars saga, at which time Episode 2 was about to begin filming, in the second installment of the trilogy. Not only did he reject this role, but he had also been offered the role of Robin alongside George Clooney's Batman, which he also rejected to accept nothing more and nothing less than the film that established him as a popular actor, although not with awards, since of the 14 nominations the film had, Leo didn't get a single one. Since his castmate, Kate Winslet, was nominated for Best Actress, although she could not win it. The blockbuster, directed by James Cameron, was an undisputed success. Its budget of $200 million and its collection of more than 1,800 confirm this. With a score of 7.9 on IMDb and a popular opinion of 7.5, I'm going to place it in legendary. Although Leo's performance is quite standard, the role required it. We cannot deny what this film meant to his career and the legacy he has left. The Man in the Iron Mask, a 1998 film set in France in the 1600s, inspired by the classic novel of the same name, takes on the role of King Louis XIV and will be involved in a revolt with the famous Three Musketeers. Entertaining movie, his performance is not what the movie is based on. Although it has some complexity since he plays a double role, those who saw it will understand it. With a score of 6.5 on IMDb and popular opinion of 4.9, I'm going to place it at good. It's nice, good period setting, and some epic scenes. The Beach, a film from 2000, passed unnoticed. In this case, he plays an adventurer who tries to reach a paradise place even though he encountered problems. It could perfectly be placed in bad, but it's not that bad. It can be seen, it begins with an attractive story. Although due to its age, the landscapes cannot be seen in full HD as it would be today, the level of acting and intensity of a Leonardo DiCaprio was already beginning to be noticed. In addition, we must keep in mind that it is one of his first protagonists. I think he placed it in average. With a good director like Danny Boyle, and the level of acting is enough for a score of 6.6 on IMDb and 4.3 in popular opinion. In 2002, he starred in Catch Me If You Can, under the direction of the famous Steven Spielberg. It must be added that if in 2001 he did not accept any film, it is because he was busy founding his own production company, Appian Way Productions. And this will be something fundamental for his career in the future. In this case, he plays a con man incredibly based on a true story from the 1960s. He has a good level of prominence. He plays his character from his childhood to adulthood. He can show off different personalities depending on the character he plays, since this is the method that Frank Abagnale uses to scam airlines. He very well accompanied by Tom Hanks, with an IMDb score of 8.1 and a popular score of 7.1. We will place it in very good, a film that entertains from beginning to end, has iconic music, and has not aged badly at all for being over 20 years old. Gangs of New York. one of the classics. Year 2002, under the direction of the prestigious Martin Scorsese. And remember that he had said that Robert De Niro was going to be key to his career. It is precisely because he was the one who introduced him to Scorsese and recommended him for this role. And we also said that the name of Sam Raimi, who directed him in The Quick and the Dead, was going to be important. Since at that time he was looking for an actor for Spider-Man, here Leo once again turned down an important role to accept this crime and suspense film that featured actors like Liam Neeson and Cameron Diaz. He finds him in the role of a gang member who tells a story of violence and revenge. It can be noted that at this time the best roles for Leo are those in which he can display behaviors of explosive anger and great intensity. It is a good film set in the year 1860. In this case, all the applause goes to Daniel Day-Lewis in the role of the Butcher, leader of the natives fighting for the territories of New York. That he did receive an Oscar nomination for Best Actor for this film. With a score of 7.5 on IMDb and 7.2 in popular opinion, I am going to place it at very good. Here, Scorsese understands and can bring out Leo's potential, and it will not be the first or last time, as we will see later. The Aviator, a 2004 film. In my opinion, this is where DiCaprio's consecration period begins, but on an acting level, not just at the box office. With his own production company, he made this film and chose Martin Scorsese as director again, who was the one who was able to bring out all the acting level. Here he plays a 1920s film producer with an aviation hobby. The film was a success and achieved 5 nominations: Best Film, Best Direction, Best Actress, and also Best Actor, although he didn't win it. With a score of 7.5 on IMDb and a 7.7 in popular opinion, I am going to place it at very good. Blood Diamond, film from 2006. It is a spectacular film with a lot of action, an aspect that until now had not been exploited in DiCaprio's acting career. It also has adventure, drama, a cruel story, and a very high level of acting, the height. The film was a success with 5 Oscar nominations, including Best Actor, although again he cannot get hold of the statuette. With a score of 8 on IMDb and 6.4 in popular opinion, I'm going to place it at very good. The Departed, year 2006. This film is one of the classics of the crime, drama, and suspense genre that you must see in your life. Again, under the direction of Scorsese, we find DiCaprio in the role of a Boston police officer who will find himself involved in an incredible police drama. He shares the screen with the renowned and already established Jack Nicholson, along with Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg. A story with a spectacular twist that must be seen received 5 Oscar nominations, including Best Film and Director, winning both of them. With a score of 8.5 on IMDb and popular opinion of the same score, I place it without any doubt in masterpiece. Body of Lies, a 2008 film, a film that was not very popular, with Ridley Scott as the director of this action thriller film. He plays a CIA officer who must carry out an espionage operation in Iraq. Accompanied by Russell Crowe, it is a decent film, slow at times. With a score of 7 on IMDb and popular opinion of 5.7, I'm going to accommodate her in regular, since his role pigeonholes him into a measured performance and he fails to shine. Revolutionary Road, 2008. He shares the screen again after 10 years with Kate Winslet, his partner in Titanic, in the role of a married couple with a very high level of drama. It is a film to see once. Although the level of acting is intense, it becomes slow and monotonous at times. It is not a genre for all tastes. With a score of 7.3 on IMDb and a popular opinion of 6.9, I'm going to place it in average. Here comes one of the classics, The Shutter Island, 2010. Filmed from its own production company and directed again by Martin Scorsese. Here we see why this duo is so recognized and valued. This movie has horror, suspense, mystery, action, and drama. The level of acting is enormous. The script captivates from minute one to the end of the film. This time he plays a detective who will be involved in a difficult investigation on an island with sinister overtones. You can't miss this film. Incredibly, it did not receive any Oscar nominations, but with an IMDb score of 8.2 and popular opinion of 8.6, I place it without a doubt in legendary. Inception, 2010. Under the direction of Christopher Nolan, this blockbuster of the science fiction genre was very well received 8 Oscar nominations, and grossed more than $800 million with a budget of $160 million. A total success. Here he plays a thief who uses questionable but spectacular methods to steal information. He shares the screen with the great Cillian Murphy, and the level of acting of a man traumatized by a memory keeps the intrigue until the end. With a score of 8.8 on IMDb and popular opinion of 7.4, it is a clear example of very good. J. Edgar, from 2011. Here we see him playing John Edgar Hoover, who was the first director of the famous FBI. It is a somewhat slow film, but DiCaprio's level of acting maintains interest throughout development. It is a police story linked to the politics of the time. It is not a genre for everyone. It should be added that the director was none other than Clint Eastwood. With a score of 6.5 on IMDb and popular opinion of 5.9, it was rated good. Django Unchained, from 2012. Under the direction of Quentin Tarantino, in a genre that fits this director like a glove, a dramatic western in which DiCaprio plays the role of a landowner involved in the slave trade. Here we have some extensive dialogue packed with tension and just the right amount of action to compensate. With a score of 8.5 on IMDb and 8.1 in popular opinion, we can say that the entire film is undoubtedly won by Christopher Waltz, who was the one who won the Oscar for Best Actor, and Jamie Foxx in the role of Django, although DiCaprio always lived up to the role. Without a doubt, I place it at very good. The Great Gatsby, from 2013. A very different film from what we had been seeing. A genre of romantic drama set in the 1920s, where social inequality was abysmal. Only the poor and very rich existed. Here he plays a mysterious billionaire with clear mental imbalances that are played to perfection by DiCaprio. The film is ideal to enjoy visually, with many contrasts. In my opinion, the leading role goes to Tobey Maguire, who plays a writer who tells us the entire story. With a score of 7.2 on IMDb and 5.5 in popular opinion, I'm going to set it to good. The Wolf of Wall Street, from 2013. Although it feels like a more recent movie, more than 10 years have passed. The formula for success with Martin Scorsese is back, and it worked. Here, the famous director manages to bring out the maximum potential of DiCaprio, playing Jordan Belfort, a stockbroker who, through scams and tax evasion, made a fortune and founded his own company based on real events that occurred during the early 1990s. His level of prominence and performance is total. The film received 5 nominations, including Best Actor, but DiCaprio could not win this time either in what was one of the roles in which he most deserved to win the statuette. With a score of 8.2 on IMDb and 7.2 in popular opinion, I will place it in masterpiece since he is undoubtedly the star of the film. We arrived in 2015 with Revenant, under the direction of a not-so-well-known Mexican screenwriter, Alejandro Iñárritu, who won the Oscar with the film Birdman. DiCaprio chose him, and together with his same production company, they made one of the films that has him as the sole protagonist of this action drama filmed in very cold, inhospitable places and set in the 1820s. Here he takes the role of an explorer who will live a shocking adventure. With a sublime performance and one of the most realistic scenes ever achieved, the film achieved 5 Oscar nominations and was finally able to win the statuette for Best Actor after 5 nominations and more than 23 years of career. With a score of 8 on IMDb and 7.6 popular opinion, I have no doubts about placing it in Masterpiece. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, from 2019. Here he returns 4 years after his last film, directed again by Quentin Tarantino. Here he plays an actor at the end of his career, with alcoholism and self-esteem problems. He performs a sublime performance because he must play an actor within the same film where he himself is acting, a very high level of complexity. Along with a superb performance by Brad Pitt in this somewhat strange genre that we could say dramatic comedy with Tarantino's touch of black humor, here DiCaprio is once again nominated for Best Actor for the Oscars, but he cannot win it. The one who did win was his partner, Brad Pitt. The film received 10 nominations, and with a score of 7.6 on IMDb and 8.4 in popular opinion, it was undoubtedly very good. Don't Look Up, year 2021. Here we see a new genre for DiCaprio that he had not explored, a comedy with science fiction overtones. Accompanied by Jennifer Lawrence, he plays an astronomer who tries to prevent an imminent catastrophe and who will experience hilarious situations that force him to leave his serious side. It is a film that is good, it is pleasant, and exposes the reality of the world with social networks. With a score of 7.2 on IMDb and a low popular opinion of 4.9, I'm going to place it at good. And we come to his latest film, from 2023, The Killers of the Flower Moon. Again, under the direction of Martin Scorsese and co-starring none other than Robert De Niro. This trio is a seal of quality. And of course, this film proves it. Based on a true event during the 1920s where the Osage tribe had achieved an enormous fortune thanks to the discovery of oil on their lands, we will see DiCaprio in the role of a manipulative and obedient man to a greedy and ruthless man. Quite a crude film, it is quite entertaining despite its long duration. With a score of 7.7 on IMDb and a very high popular opinion of 8.9, I'm going to place it in Masterpiece. Well, that's all. You can let me know in the comments which ones you agree with and which ones you don't. Remember to analyze the actor's level of performance and prominence is not an analysis of the films themselves. You can also tell me who you want the next actor or actress to be. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your like if you support this type of content. Until next time.